What do you mean? What were you looking for?
Miss Lane?
It's my sister. She's entered the 4th stage of the disease.
Then there is no time to lose. A promise is a promise. Take the antidote.
But don't you need to duplicate it?
She's young, yes?
14.
Then this will be sufficient. I can work with the rest. On one condition, Miss Ling. You must promise not to come here again while Queen Lavana is here.
The quarantine had been nearly empty before. Now, it was practically overflowing with victims, every age, every gender. Cinder fought through the stench of death until she found Peony, shivering beneath her baby blanket.
Stars, Peony. I came as soon as I heard. I brought something for you. Can you sit up?
But Peony did not respond. Her eyes were hollow.
Peony, listen to me. I need you to sit up. Can you do that? I need you to drink this.
But Peony's gaze remained empty.
A cure, Peony. An antidote.
Peony's head dropped against Cinder. Her eyes were empty, her body limp. Cinder's hands began to tremble.
No, Peony, didn't you hear me? You have to drink this, Peony, please.
But no sound or air passed through Peony's lips. Cinder buried her head in her neck.
Damn it, Peony. I kept my promise. I brought it for you. Don't you get it? You can't. I'm here. You can't.
Ashes.
Chang Sasha's little boy, Sunto, sick with the plague. Cinder steeled herself and approached him.
Drink this.
She waited for his lips to close around it, and then she ran. Away from the quarantine, away from Sunto, away from Peony, and back home. The dining hall of the palace was uncomfortably silent. But that silence broke when the queen's dish was revealed. You see, Lunar's hidden mirrors. They had an uncanny way of telling the truth, and were immune to brainwashing. So, when Lavana's plate held a mirror instead of food...
How dare you! Speak, you disgusting earthen! How dare you insult me!
Your Majesty.
Sybil! This human has shown disrespect. It is not to be tolerated.
Your Majesty, please, calm yourself. We do not know this woman is to blame. We mustn't jump to conclusions.
Then she must be made an example of, and the true perpetrator can thus suffer the guilt, which is often a far worse punishment.
This is not how our system works. While you reside in the Commonwealth, you will abide by our laws.
I will not abide by your laws so long as they permit disobedience to flourish. Sybil?
Stop it! Leave her alone!
Sybil handed a knife to the servant. Trembling, the servant began to point its glistening edge at her own eye.
No! Please!
I did it! I did it. I ordered it of the kitchen staff. It was meant as a friendly joke. I understand now that it was an ignorant decision. I can only apologize and ask for your forgiveness.
Release the servant. Thank you for your apology, Your Highness. It is accepted. I have learned something valuable about you tonight, young prince. I hope you have learned something valuable about me as well.
That you prefer to rule through fear rather than justice? So sorry, Your Majesty. I'm afraid I already knew that about you.
No, indeed. I hope you notice that I am capable of choosing my battles, if that's what it takes to win the war.
Your Highness, I have an urgent message from the quarantines.
What's the message?
A young boy there, a patient called Chang Sunto. The boy was admitted to the quarantines yesterday with stage 2 latomosis.
And?
The boy appears to be recovering from the disease.
Back in the apartment with Adri.
I have always allowed you your freedom, Cinder. To do as you like, to go where you like. But it's come to my attention that you do not respect the boundaries and responsibilities that come with that freedom.
Is this because I didn't respond to a few comms?
After everything I've done for you, everything we've sacrificed, you have the gall to steal from me.
I did not steal from you.
No, tell me, where did you obtain the 600 univs to pay for your new foot? It makes me sick to think what else you've been hiding from me.
It wasn't...
I don't want to hear it. If you hadn't been out dallying all day, you would know that I now have a funeral to pay for. 600 units would have bought my daughter a respectable plaque, and I intend to get that money back. We'll be selling off some personal belongings in order to afford it, and you will make up your fair share.
Adri.
Don't just stand there pretending you can understand what I am going through. You are not a part of this family. You're not even human anymore.
I am human.
No, Cinder. Humans have tear ducts. Humans cry. Go ahead. Shed a tear for your little sister.
It's not fair.
Not fair? What's not fair is that you are alive while she is not. That is not fair. You should have died in that accident when you were a child. They should have let you die and left my family alone.
None of this is my fault. I didn't ask to live. I didn't ask to be adopted or made a cyborg. I didn't start this plague. I can get the money back. I can...
It's too late for that. You have proven that you have no part in this family. You have proven that you cannot be trusted. Until further notice, you will only go as far as the basement during the week and the booth at the festival so that you can begin repaying me for the money you stole. And you will leave your foot with me.
Excuse me?
I think it is a fair solution. After all, you bought it with my money, therefore it is mine to do with as I please. In some cultures, they will cut off your hand. Consider yourself fortunate.
But it's my foot!
And you will have to do without it until you can find a cheaper replacement. You are not human, Cinder. It's about time you realize that. And one more thing. You will find I've already begun selling off unnecessary items. I've left some faulty parts in your room that were deemed worthless. Perhaps you can find something to do with them.
On her bed, Aiko's rests, rubble of her body, and beneath it all, her personality chip. Aiko was gone. Hobbling to the market was no picnic, not with a child-sized foot on one leg. Cinder stared into space, the losses of the previous day weighing on her.
Excuse me, can you fix this?
Yeah. It should work now.
Thanks!
Now, I don't want to tell you how to run your business or anything, but have you considered actually charging people for your services?
I don't want to tell you how to be a prince, but shouldn't you have bodyguards or something?
Bodyguards? Who would want to harm a charming guy like me?
So what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be, I don't know, preparing for your coronation or something?
Believe it or not, I seem to be having technical difficulties again. You see, I forget it too much to hope that New Beijing's most renowned mechanic is having trouble with her port, so there must be something wrong with mine. Let me just... Nope, nothing. Maybe she's been ignoring my comms on purpose.
Maybe she's been busy?
Here, I brought you something.
What's that for?
What? I can't buy you a gift?
Not after I've ignored 6 of your comms in the last week. Are you dense?
So you did get them! Did I do something wrong?
Well, you just kept going on and on about that stupid ball.
Stars, Cinder. If I'd known you're going to embargo me for asking you on a date, I wouldn't have dared. I won't mention it again.
Don't you have something important to be doing? Like running a country?
Probably. But I have the honor of treating you to lunch.
Cinder moved her cyborg foot as far beneath her table and out of sight as she could.
Of course not.
Why not?
Because I'm working. I can't just leave.
Ask one of the other shopkeepers to look after your booth.
Absolutely not. I pay money to rent this booth. I'm not just going to abandon it because some prince shows up.
Come on. I can't take you to the... B word. I can't take you to lunch. This could be the last time we ever see each other.
Has there been any progress?
What?
With Lavana?
Oh, I guess you could say that. I know this is stupid, but part of me felt like if I could come see you today, if I could convince you to go with me tonight, then maybe I could still change things. It's dumb, I know, It's not like Lavana cares if I, might have actual feelings for someone.
You mean you're... But what about Nancy? The things she knew.
It's too late. Even if I could find her, it couldn't happen in time. And then there's the antidote, and I can't just wait on that. Too many people are dying. Dr. Erland studied it. We can't replicate the antidote without an ingredient from the moon.
I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do.
Were you still thinking about heading to Europe?
Oh, yes, actually, I kind of was. Do you want to come with?
Are you kidding? I think that's the best offer I've ever had.
Cinder, take these. Put them near the back, where they won't get stolen. Someplace clean if such a place exists.
What? No please or thank you?
Who are you two?
Your Highness, may I present my stepsister, Ling Pearl.
A pleasure.
Thank you again for your generous payment, Your Highness. And best of luck at the coronation.
I guess this is goodbye then. My request still stands, by the way, if you change your mind.
And with that, Kai disappeared into the bustling crowd.
That was the prince.
I fixed one of the royal androids last week. He was just coming to pay me.
Pearl snatched the box and opened it. Inside, pristine white gloves fit for a princess.
He doesn't know, does he? About what you are. What did you think was going to happen? Did you think the prince might actually like you? Did you think you might go to the ball and dance with him in your pretty new gloves and your... Maybe you thought it wouldn't matter, is that it? Did you think the prince, no, the emperor, would find it in his heart to overlook all your shortcomings?
He's just a customer.
No, he's a prince. And if he knew the truth about you, he wouldn't have given you a passing glance.
Which is about as much as he gave you, right?
She regretted her words immediately when Pearl tossed the gloves on the ground and dumped her filthy toolkit on top of them.
Oops. Some stains just never come out. You'd better get that cleaned up before the festival closes. I'll require your help tonight. After all, I have a royal ball to attend.
When they returned home...
What do you think, Cinder? Will the prince notice me in this?
The boots make your ankles look fat.
I've been rehearsing my conversation with Prince Kai. Of course, I intend to tell him everything. First, I'm going to tell him all about your ugly metal extremities and what a disgusting creature they turned you into. And I'm going to make sure he realizes how much more desirable I am.
I wish I would have known about this little crush of yours earlier, Pearl. Before she passed away, I was able to get a promise from Kai that he would dance with Peony tonight. I could have asked the same for you, but I guess it's too late for that now. Pity.
You shouldn't even say her name.
Peony?
I know you killed her. Everyone knows it was your fault she was at the junkyard. That's where she caught it. If it wasn't for you, she would be going to the ball tonight. So don't try to pretend like you would have done her any favors. The best thing you could have done for Peony would have been to leave her alone. Maybe then she'd still be here. And you try to pretend like you cared about her, like she was your sister, and that is not fair.
I know you don't believe this, but I really did love Peony. I do love her.
You're right. I don't believe you. You're a liar and a thief, and you don't care about anyone but yourself. And I'm going to make sure the prince knows it.
They had left. They had finally left. The gasoline car was up and running. It was time to escape with Aiko's personality chip, but nothing goes to plan, and Cinder was not prepared for what came next.
Direct link request for Ling Cinder from unknown user. Accept.
The decom chip that had broken Nanzi. She had forgotten she had tried it on her screen. The lunar chip. The person behind this.
Accept link.
There's something bad in the balance. I'm staring into the darkness and I like what I see.